Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. Today, we're going to be examining a developing story right at the intersection of AI, automation, and, of course, corporate responsibility. Our discussion is grounded in reporting from March 19th, 2026, and features commentary from John Tomas, Gil Weil, Brent Miller, and Bernadette Godsby. It all centers on a U.S. safety probe into Tesla's driver assistance systems. This quote from Rafi Krikorian, the former head of Uber's self-driving division, really frames our entire discussion. We are asking humans to supervise systems designed to make supervision feel pointless. It's a central paradox, and it gets right to the heart of the complex, often counterintuitive relationship between people and these increasingly capable AI systems. Okay, so let's start with what sparked this whole analysis in the first place: the official investigation by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA as you probably know them. Now, the scale of this investigation is pretty significant. We're talking about 3.2 million vehicles. To put that in perspective, that covers nearly every single car Tesla has sold in the United States. So right away, you know this isn't just a minor inquiry, it's a really deep systemic review. So why the escalation? Well, as John Tomasay reported, the probe was intensified after this driver assistance technology was linked to at least 9 different crashes, and tragically, one of those was fatal. So what's the specific technological concern that's getting all this attention? It really boils down to a critical system that seems to be failing under very common, everyday conditions. The investigation is really zeroing in on a key part of the driver assistance software. It's something called a degradation detection system. And believe me, this is an absolutely crucial piece of the whole safety puzzle. So its entire purpose is to be a failsafe. It's designed to recognize when the car's cameras, its eyes, are impaired by something simple like sun glare or maybe another obstruction. When that happens, it's supposed to explicitly warn the human driver, hey, you need to take full manual control right now. But here's the problem. The data from the NHTSA suggests the system just isn't doing this critical job reliably. It's reportedly failing to detect the reduced visibility, and because of that, it's also failing to give the driver a proper, adequate warning to take over. This technical flaw, though, it really uncovers a much deeper, more complicated problem. And it's one that has to do with human psychology and our very real difficulties with supervising automated systems. To really drive this point home, commentator Brent Miller brings up the personal experience of an industry expert. We're talking about Rafi Krikorian again, the guy who once led Uber's self-driving unit. He actually ended up in an accident in his own Tesla while its advanced system was engaged. Krikorian's insight here is just so important. He says, a machine that works almost perfectly, that's where the danger lies. See, a system that fails all the time keeps you on your toes. A system that's truly perfect doesn't need a supervisor. But one that's almost perfect, well, that's uniquely dangerous. It lulls you into this false sense of security, this complacency, that makes it nearly impossible to snap back to attention when that rare failure actually happens. And this is where it connects to all of us. As Brent Miller points out, this exact challenge, this automation complacency, applies directly to the AI tools we're all starting to use in our jobs, especially things like large language models. The more we delegate tasks to AI, the more our own expertise can start to fade, which makes it that much harder to spot and correct the AI's mistakes. So, of course, these incidents raise some really critical questions about corporate responsibility. When these advanced systems fail, who's actually accountable? And how should a company respond? Analyst Gil Weil has a pretty sharp critique of one of the common defenses we hear. He points out that in numerous crashes, the system handed control back to the driver less than a second before impact. He argues that's not a defense at all. It's an admission that the system itself failed to see the danger until it was far, far too late. And Weil draws this really powerful contrast with the safety culture in the aviation industry. On one hand, you have an approach that seems focused on assigning blame right at that moment of impact. But in aviation, the focus is on the entire chain of events. The goal isn't to win a lawsuit, it's to learn from what happened and make the whole system safer for everyone. And that is how you earn public trust. Commentator Bernadette Godsby takes that critique even further. She suggests there's this huge gap between what the architects of these systems know about their limitations and what they're willing to publicly own up to when those limitations lead to real-world consequences. So, what does all of this mean for you,
For professionals who might not be designing cars but are implementing AI solutions in, say, finance or healthcare or marketing, well, the parallels are incredibly direct and really instructive.
The challenges we're seeing here are pretty much universal for any advanced AI deployment. The difficulty of human supervision, the very real risk of skill decay in our own expert teams, the business risk that comes from not having clear accountability, and maybe most important, the need to design for failure, not just for success. These are core issues for any leader putting AI to work today.
And that leaves us with this crucial question. It's really not about if we should use AI anymore, it's about how we integrate it responsibly. As these powerful tools become a part of everything we do, how are we going to design systems that account not just for the technology's fallibility, but for our own as well?
Thank you for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. If you like these videos, use the QR code at the beginning of this video to buy us a coffee or hire us to coach you or your employees in AI.
We also recommend you subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. And please, like, comment, and share this video to help us reach a wider audience.